We did it! Confetti! Like he really wants to, needs to tell me something. Then let's get it on with then! Let's stop describing how he looks. Of course, sorry, I nearly forgot. It surprised me. You forgot that you have pain in both of your hands? Liar. Hello everybody, I'm Degenerate, and welcome to Invite Me In. Another one of those games you guys requested me to play. I think it's yandere-ish. I'm pretty sure that's what it said on the itch page. Let's, okay, great. Let's begin. This horror game demo that contains content made to induce fear. That's fun. It is not recommended for those easily disturbed. If needed, please read the content warnings before continuing. Alright. I guess I'll read them since it's not like a picture. This game contains yandere behavior, like I said. Stalking, manipulation, harassment, violent tendencies, self-harm, blood, violence, suggestive themes, sudden tone shifts, and other material made to induce fear. If you are sensitive to any of these materials, please reconsider playing. Or watching. Oh, I have to know your name. Whoa. We're gonna be ourselves from here on out. As the sun finally sets, the lengthening shadows all begin to bleed together until everything is covered in darkness. My path only illuminated by the occasional streetlight, and I start to become nervous again. Like something bad is about to happen, if not treading with caution. Okay, so we know what the deal is. I started picking up my pace as I get closer to home. I didn't plan to be out for so long, especially not all night by myself. Yikes. The grocery store bag clutched tightly in my hand seemed much heavier, even though it only carries the sole jug of milk that I desperately needed before leaving the house earlier. Now I'm wondering if it was really worth the trip. Some milk? Turning the corner just leads to another dark road. I debate whether I should slow down to prevent tripping or just break out into a run here and now. But it's just a couple more blocks, then I'll be back home. Is anyone following us? I don't understand why we're so... I mean, yeah, it's dark, but it's like, if someone was there and it was dark, then it's a problem. But it's just darkness right now. So, for some reason, nagging at the back of my mind, that didn't feel like an appealing solution either. If something dangerous really was just out of view, going back to an empty house was just like throwing a blanket over your head to keep the monsters away. But it works though, so yeah. It's moments like this I wish I didn't live alone. But I'm probably just anxious for no reason. I don't have any evidence that someone is really trying to hurt me. Right? Just these paranoid feelings in the back of my mind that I should ignore. I really have to stop trying to freak myself out. All it's doing is causing me to lose sleep, which makes me even more on edge. Focusing on getting home is the only thing I need to worry about for now. Then I can eat dinner, chill out, and finally get some much needed rest. Oh! Just as I was about to turn down the last street, I see a figure sitting next to the sidewalk a few feet from me. Okay. I immediately stop walking and try to get a better look before getting any closer. I hear the blood start to pulse faster in my ears. They are almost fully hidden from view. Oh, they are. What did I say there? But I didn't have much of a chance to see them from far away, and they are perfectly still. I feel the fear rising in me again, and stay frozen in the same spot. My muscles tense, waiting to see if the stranger makes a move. They do nothing. And since it's so dark, I can't even tell if they've seen me or not. They saw you. I thought I kept getting the feeling they are staring right at me. It's terrifying, but I can't just stand here forever. I want to go home. Swallowing the lingering morbid thoughts and stirring up some bravery, I begin to walk again until I'm only a couple feet away from the stranger. Across the street? What? Once I'm closer, I can finally make out some of the vague details of their face. His face. And we make eye contact. I flinch back I flinch back a bit after seeing him look at me, but then I start to notice something strange. Oh no, is he hurt? I don't trust those people anymore. He's curled up in the grass, clutching his arm tightly to his body, and I begin to hear his heavy, uneven breaths over my own. He's hurt badly, and that's a shame. Let's go home. As soon as I see the state he's in, I'm not only more worried than before, but now also heavily concerned for his well-being. Hello? Can you hear me? Wait. Oh, can you hear me alright? Are we on the phone? Are you okay? What happened? For a moment, he just keeps looking at me. His expression is unreadable. This far from any light source, but he must feel scared too. He doesn't respond. At this point, I feel he may be really, really injured. Lies. Maybe he can't even understand me. Just as I reach into my pocket and try to call for help, he finally speaks up. As soon as the phone starts getting involved. Something happened to me earlier. I was just trying to walk home and I'm a bit hurt right now. And you what? Did you trip over nothing? A bit hurt? He doesn't seem like he's doing well at all. Do you need any help? Can you walk? He leans forward and begins to push up his arm, like he's trying to stand up, but he quickly winces and sits back to his original position. It hurts. My arm really hurt. Oh, my arms really hurt. My legs are okay though. Implying that you can walk to my home. How did you hurt your arms? Is anything broken? Broken? I didn't break anything. Then what happened? You're not exactly being clear. He shifts uncomfortably on the ground, trying to move his body to a more upright position. He looks at me a bit nervous. It's easier to see his face like this. And his face is... Come on. Let's stop. Pretty pale. Let's be rational here. He says nothing is broken, but something else is definitely wrong. It's up here. We're gonna figure that out later though. It seems his injuries are causing him a lot of pain. I don't really know what to do in this situation. You need me to call an ambulance or get you a ride to a clinic? If it hurts that bad, then you may need some serious help, even if you don't think it's broken. No, it hurts a lot, but it isn't anything worth a trip to the hospital. I'll be fine, just a bit of time to rest. Alright, see you later then. Is he really going to be okay like this? I want to help him out, but maybe he really just needs some time to recover. Are you sure you'll be okay? Yeah, I appreciate the concern, but it truly isn't an emergency. That's great. Well, okay, I'm glad it's not that bad then. You should really be more careful. Getting injured on the side of the road this late is really dangerous. Yeah, right, I'm really glad you're the one who came along. Okay. Seems like I had nothing to worry about either. Oh, earlier. I think I was so scared of him. I thought I was going to end up being mugged or murdered, but it ended up being a total overreaction. And now I'm just having a normal conversation with a stranger sitting in the grass. Why are we still talking to him? Well, that isn't too normal. But I still don't really know anything about him, and he still seems pretty worried too. Let's try to calm him down a bit so I can help better. He isn't going to tell me anything like this. What's your name? Oh. My name? It's... Let me think. Let me make something up real quick. Dev? I want to say Devin. So I'm going to say Devin. He seems really shy about it. I feel kind of bad asking now. For a name? That's a really nice name. It suits you. There's no way. I think your name is much nicer. What? Wait, did I say my name?
No.
I didn't say my name. How'd you know my name? I didn't tell you yet. Oh, you didn't? I'm sorry. Oh, wow. Because I don't remember saying my name. I must have thought you said it earlier and it slipped my mind. I feel a bit embarrassed. Okay. I hope you didn't think I'm insincere now that I complimented something I didn't even know. But I'm certain your name is nice. That's all I was trying to say. Sorry to confuse you. Right. It's fine. I was just a bit caught off guard. So, what is your name? Don't you know it already? I feel a bit hesitant to tell him now, but I really shouldn't fault him for an honest mistake. It's Degenerate. Degenerate. That's a nice name. Just like I guessed. You're right. Devin is now more focused on his sudden blunder than the pain he's in, which is a bright side. It seems that conversation helped a bit, even if somewhat awkward. He looks up to the side, trying to distract himself. Talking to a stranger like me seems to make him pretty nervous. As a sort of anxious reflex, he begins to mess up the sleeves of his sweater. He just ends up wincing in pain after pulling on them too hard. What is up with your arms right now, bro? What's happening? Seeing someone be miserable like this, I can't stop myself from asking about it one more time. Do your arms still hurt to move? Yeah. Devin tries to move his arms again, then gives up quickly. He pulls them back into his lap in a comforting position. Will he be able to make it back somewhere safe soon? It's probably... Oh no, it's horrible his arms hurt so much to even make it home. Too much. I feel the best way to just hurry up this interaction is to help him out quickly and then head on home. And the more he sits here in the dark, the more feelings of pity begin to surface. Talking to him has been a bit weird, but I can't help the gnawing feeling of concern for some reason. I feel bad just leaving you here like this. Here, let me help you walk a bit closer to your house. You shouldn't have to sit here in the dark. My house is still a bit of a walk away. I should be fine. How have you not started walking away then? I feel better already after talking to you. That's always nice to hear. It seems I may have been a bit too worried after all. At least let me walk you to a bench nearby to rest. It's better for you than just sitting on the ground. You'll help me? That's what? I really appreciate it. I just need some help standing up, then I'll be okay to move on my own. Right. And then, what is he gonna do? He's gonna pull something out from over here. It's gonna be a nice shiny knife. Yep. Helping him out seemed like an easy enough offer, but actually finding a good way to lift him up gracefully was a harder task than I guessed. Setting down my grocery bag of lonely milk on— oh, we have milk? I forgot. Go home. It's gonna expire. I walk a bit closer to Devin. We have milk. And milk goes bad rather quickly if not refrigerated. So, yeah. We both look at each other, trying to figure out the best way to go about this. I want to lift him up without hurting him or making him uncomfortable. Eventually, he moves his legs until they are bent under him, almost in a kneeling position. Then I move beside him, wrapping his arms around his torso. Okay. As I increase the pressure of my hold on him, his breathing becomes even more labored and unsteady. His body becomes incredibly tense despite how carefully I tried to lift. Are you okay? Try not to touch your arms too much, but let me know if anything hurts. It really doesn't hurt that bad. I can barely feel it. Why is this happening then? Feeling a bit more reassured after knowing he's okay, I give one final lift until he's up on his feet. We did it! Confetti! Hopefully you're all good to go now. Is there anything else I can do to help? Let's dismiss him. Now I should really be heading... Wait, heading where? What did it say? Heading... Okay, back. Before I can even finish what I was about to say, Devin begins to wobble. Wobble over after trying to stand on its own. I quickly reach back over to hold him steady, and he ends up leaning back into my arms, clutching my shoulders to keep from falling. What happened? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Are you sure I can call someone for you? or get you a ride to a clinic if something is wrong. He already rejected the clinic before. So. Or no, he rejected the hospital, not the clinic. I think it's just my blood pressure after sitting there for too long. I'm fine, honestly. Oh. I get it. When you get up too fast, you just, you know? Do you think you can try walking on your own, or is that too much? I think I need a bit more time before walking on my own. I can just sit back down if it's too much trouble for you. Just so I could do that all over again? No, stay standing. I'd be lying if I said I'm not a bit tempted to take him up on the offer. But a small sense of guilt stops me from being... What? From being backed on my promise to help him? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. It's not too much trouble at all. If you're okay with it, you can lean on me while we walk to the bench. I don't know how much you feel like moving right now. If I have your support, I'll be okay to move. Great. Okay, I'll try to walk slowly and not put too much strain on you again. He said his legs were fine, so... Unless his arms are made of cement, then I think we're good. What's wrong with his arms anyways? I would like to find out now. We move in a side-by-side position where his arm is over my shoulder as I wrapped my arm around his back. The walk continues at a steady pace as we get halfway down the street. I feel Devin's breathing as he pushes against me for stability. It seems to still be quick and heavy. His body also feels cold and damp. Just how long had he been there by himself? Is he really okay? Pretty close, don't you think? I look over to glance at Devin's face, which is completely pale, with a small smile creeping onto his lips. Creeping. The image is almost frightening with the state he's in. Like, he doesn't even know how bad his condition is. No, like, he doesn't even care. He notices me staring, and and his unreadable gaze meets mine in an instant. It feels he can read every thought and intention running through my mind. I have no ill intentions. Suddenly, his eyes soften as his grin turns more friendly, but the off-putting paleness is still there. You really are too kind to me, even helping me walk. I would say so, yes. For a second, I feel I can't move. I can hardly breathe while looking at him directly. As I said, no trouble. I have to force myself to turn away from him and continue to focus on walking. But I can still feel him right next to me as my heart hammers faster in my chest, and I pray that he doesn't notice. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Maybe it's because we've met in such a weird situation. But he looks at me differently than anyone else I've ever met. I strengthen my resolve and begin to push forward again. Alright, here's that very comfortable bench for you. We finally get to the end of the street and turn the last corner. The bench just a few feet away. Here we are. You should be able to rest right over there. I gently pull him over until he's able to safely sit down on his own. He seems a bit shaken up still, but he's much better off on a clean bench near a streetlight than one on the ground in the dark. Thank you for taking me all the way here. It was so considerate of you. I know. Even though Devin says that, he doesn't look relieved at all. I feel a bit guilty ending it like this, but just how much more can I really do? If we reject, the hospital and a clinic, yeah, there's nothing else. Hell, he didn't even want me to do this much. I'm glad I could help. I really hope you feel better soon. It was nice to meet you, Devin. Just as I was about to walk away, his hand suddenly grabs mine. We're gonna yell, let go of me? Dang. Did you need something else? Devin, are you alright? How was he able to move? Because he claims both of his arms are like messed up. Yet he's doing stuff like this. It seems to me that your arms aren't as messed up as you claim that they are. Which I knew, but I'm waiting for the reveal. So we're just gonna ask if he needs anything else, because that's what we've been doing this whole time. I have to head home soon, but is everything okay? I looked down at our hands as he slowly lets go of mine. I guess he grabbed my hand without thinking because he quickly places his hand back in his lap nervously. Sorry, I just thought you should know. What? Your grocery bag? My grocery bag. Did I leave it? You left your grocery bag behind earlier. It's still on the sidewalk. I looked down at my empty hands and realized that, yes, I did leave my milk behind. Milk, mind you, a dairy product. I had nearly gone home without the one thing I came outside for. I guess it's easy to forget stuff after the eventful evening I just had, but I still feel a bit silly. Go get it. Wow, I really did forget all about it. Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna go run back and grab it now. I'll see you on my way back. And then he's gone. Before he has much of a chance to answer, I start running to the street corner we just came from. I make a turn and begin walking back down the previous road to where I left my milk. I'm really glad that Devin does something, because I would have felt so ridiculous once I got home. Yeah, and then it would have been too late to get it back because it's milk. Yeah. It was the only reason I came out here, and I went through all this wild evening after all. Beautiful. It's Supreme milk? We have to go back for it. It only takes me a few seconds to find the lonely bag sitting on the sidewalk. The time makes me realize just how slow we were walking before. A distance that felt like it took ages to traverse was really a short jog. I quickly glance over the milk and make sure it's still in good condition, and the jug looks pretty fine. Smell that. If it smells not good no more, it's not good no more. It was only out here by itself for a minute. Better to check than drink bad milk. I scoop up the bag into my arms and start heading back. I should really say bye to Devin before heading home and check on him one last time. No. Oh. I run back to the bench and see him sitting there just as I left him. Now something seems a bit off. He seems just as unwell as ever. In fact, he's not even looking at me now. Is it... What? Yo. What's wrong with this guy, bro? Literally, I'd need to know before we get killed. Is he ready for me to just leave now? Or does he even know I'm here? I step a bit closer so I'm right in front of him. I try to dig down to get one last look. I step a bit closer so I'm right in front of him. And I try to dig down to get one last look at his face. Well, I got my milk, so I guess I'll be heading back home now. As I said before, it was nice to meet you. Get home safe, alright? Just as I'm about to leave, I finally noticed the dark stains forming all over his sleeves and onto the rest of his clothes. Earlier they were small enough that they could be mistaken for shadows, especially in the dim light, but now it seemed much more obvious. Is that blood? You were bleeding this whole time? What's going on here? Now it's impossible to ignore it. The panic hit me like an anvil as soon as I feel my heart drop. I looked down at the arm I had used to help support his body when he walked over here. There was a smudge of crimson streaked across my hand that I didn't see earlier. Bro, it's on me? He was bleeding. He was bleeding so much. Yeah. It didn't seem possible. How did I not notice how bad it was? We were like this close. This close, basically. You didn't smell it either? Like, I don't get it. There was blood dripping down his hands now. Did I make it worse? Did I hurt him while carrying him here? No, I didn't mean to hurt him. Will you be alright? I lifted Devin's shoulders to look at his face. His eyes seemed hazy. Like he might pass out soon. You need to get to the hospital immediately. I'll call an ambulance. Why didn't you tell me you were bleeding this much? What? Breeding. Dumb. What happened to you? He cut himself. Or he like was fighting something, I don't know. It's just a little bit of blood. It's a lot to you, Mr. Petite. A bit of blood? This seems like much more than a bit. Is it really that bad? Are you worried about me? Bro, anybody would be. Yes. Now just show me how you got injured. I walk closer and try to... Did he cut himself on purpose? That would be crazy. Mr. Man here cuts himself on purpose, sits at a place where that's close to my house so that I see him injured. So that we could help him and he could be like, oh, you're worried about me? And then he uses that whole scenario to justify being madly in love with me. Oh my gosh. I walk closer to try to reach over to grab his hand. Suddenly, Devin moves up from the bench and stands in front of me. Degenerate, please listen to me. I am listening. I need help, but Devin seems to inhale deeply, like he's trying to rise all the courage and willpower he has. I want to rush over to help him sit back down safely, but I feel frozen in place. I just examine his face, waiting for a sign to grab and steady him again. His eyes glance at mine, shifting from assessing to pleading, like he really needs to tell me something. Then let's get it on with then. Let's stop describing how he looks. He still seems physically weak, but it's almost like he's even more energized now. Like something in the past few seconds totally revitalized his condition. Yeah, our saying we were worried about him. We both wait as he finally gets his bearings. Will you please hear me out? I'm listening! Oh my gosh. I hesitate a bit, but my curiosity and suspicion makes me want to hear why he's been acting so strange this whole time. Maybe he really does have a good reason, and I can't deny he truly needs help. Yeah, I'll listen. Okay, Nagito. What's going on here? What's happening? Devin steps a bit more to the light and raises his arms halfway into the air. It's like he's trying to reveal the injury without moving his sleeves. Like he's trying to shield me from just how bad it is. Well, all I see is more blood, and he seems to sense my concern. I didn't want to worry you too much, but it seems the state I'm in looks quite bad. To be honest, it hurts really bad too. What's happening? He grimaces as he looks down at his arms. Maybe he didn't even let himself think of how painful it was before. I didn't want you to know my arms are so much worse than I let on. Then why don't you let me call you for help? Someone did this to me. They were trying to hurt me. Someone hurt you? Who? Devin looks at me with a pained expression, then he stares at his arms again, looking at the stains forming along his sleeves. A stalker. Don't lie to me. A stalker? Are you being serious right now? I feel my blood begin to run cold. Out of all things, a stalker. It's true. I didn't really know what was happening until it was too late. Next thing I know, I'm on the side of the street and bleeding. Stop. I know what he's doing. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know I'm not that stupid. I'm a little, but I don't think I'm that dumb. He's obviously lying right now. I was afraid I was going to be found again and killed, so you stayed in the same spot. But then you found me instead and I felt safe. That's always good to hear. I hope you understand, but I really can't go to the hospital like this. That's all the more reason to go to the hospital like that. I can't tell my attacker. I can tell my attacker would know that's where I need to go, and they try to find me there. How ironic, dying in a hospital. So I'm too afraid. Just the thought of it happening. Bro, I don't know what to tell you then. I was about to argue with Devin, but seeing the fear in his eyes and the way his body's shaking, I don't have to heart to degree. What? I don't have to heart to disagree? The heart. Just fix that for you. It's okay, Devin, I understand. Totally. You're not going to call for help, right? I mean, you just told me not to. So, I mean, no, not if you don't want me to. But why can't we call the police? You might be in real danger. He is the danger. Police? I really don't think that's a good idea. It makes me too nervous. Right. Plus, I don't even think they would take me seriously after not believing me before. Oh, you're covered in blood now, though. Were you covered in blood last time? Looking at the blood continuing to drip from his hands, I feel it's hard to take Devin seriously at this moment, right? But if he feels so certain about it, I shouldn't doubt him about this either. There has to be some solution, right? He can't just deal with this by himself and risk getting hurt even more. I want him to be able to get help. His life could be at risk. And I don't think I could go home only to see him on the news tomorrow. I'd rather see him on the news tomorrow. He's lying to you. Then what are we supposed to do? We can't keep walking around like that. I just need someplace safe. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I really don't think I can just be home alone while someone is after me. He's a liar. Oh my gosh. Then if there's some basic medical supplies, I could make it work. I've patched myself up from worse. You're such a liar. It feels like an inadequate solution, but my mind is racing too much to think of a good alternative myself. I may end up regretting this later. You will. You're about to offer to go take him to your house, right? But one thing I know for sure, I can't just leave him like this. I may be terrified, but that's nothing compared to what Devin is going through at this moment. Lying. Liar. His pants might as well be on fire. I've been on edge the past few weeks with thoughts someone has been watching me. But he's been living it. He has, definitely. I feel a bit silly trying to relate. I can't help but feel a sense of connection, though. Right. Like it was fate that I happened to be the one here to help him. The anger welling up inside of me. If anyone would know what it's like to live with this fear and how it can affect you, it would be me. Right. And wouldn't I want someone to do the same for me if I was ever in such a dangerous situation? As I've been going through my reasoning in mind, Devin has just been staring at me with a hopeful expression. She's gonna let me come in her house. I can't wait to go stab her. If you need someplace to go, you come to my house. You come to my home. The sunshine. Really? I can come to your house? I have a first aid kit I bought recently. I'm not sure how helpful it would be, but it's better than nothing. Where is the blood even coming from? Like, it doesn't even... There's no signification at all. Yeah, that'll work fine. Sorry, I can't believe you're really helping me. You didn't think this plan would work, huh? I'm not going to leave you out here alone, or just hand you off to people who don't feel safe. Who you don't feel safe with. Let's go then. I really do want to help you, Devin. I hate this guy so much already. You're a liar. I can tell it in your eyes. You're a liar. We stared at each other for a moment, assessing this bizarre situation that's been laid out quickly in front of us. Wait a minute. Because when I play these games where information is important, I start to remember. He grabbed our hand before we left because of the milk. That blood is not real. My first initial thought was that he cut himself on purpose, sat on the side of the road where I would take, like the route I take to go home, and waited for me to play a victim. That's what my initial thought was. He hurt himself to get my attention at the side of the road, right? Right. That's the first one. But now I'm starting to think I don't think he was ever hurt. Because we didn't really see blood, but it's like, okay, sure, it was dark. Great excuse. Great excuse. Really. But now I'm starting to think, he probably, let us take him or whatever. Because how was the blood on our hand and not on our arm or anything? Dumb. You're stupid. When he reminded us that we left our milk, he touched our hand for some strange reason. Now I know why. It's because he put like this, stop. He put like fake blood on our hand. I know he did. I'm too smart. The whole time, we didn't realize there was blood on our hand until after. Stop it. And while we were gone, he has something. He has to have something in his pocket. Something. Yeah. He put whatever. All over his hands, make it seem like he was, yeah. I'm smart. It's the second one. I got it. This just shows that I definitely made the correct choice. Liar. Or did I even have a choice to not help someone in this much peril? It doesn't feel like I did at all. But try to push down any feeling of uncertainty and move on to the next subject. Objective. So, we shouldn't stay out here too long, right? Isn't it kind of dangerous? Yes, you're right. We should leave right now. Devin's head whips around to survey the area, but he seems quickly satisfied. I think we're safe, but it's best to be careful and hurry along. Alright, then let's go. I instinctively walk over to Devin and lean against him. Oh wait, no, yeah. Moving my arm across his back again. Degenerate, what are you doing? What? You still need help walking, don't you? After all this, I can't have you falling over on me. Of course, sorry, I nearly forgot. It surprised me. You forgot that you have pain in both of your hands? Liar. Devin moves against my arms, and we begin to walk together again. Maybe it's from doing it before, but it feels easier this time. My house is just a few buildings down, so you don't have to wait too long. And then you can just stay with me for the night and call whoever you need to call in the morning. This is really too kind of you. I don't deserve it. You're right. But at the same time, I can't reject the offer. You're wrong. Don't feel bad for it. I really do want to help you. Is there a reason why you want to help me? What? No. Or are you just the type of person who would help anyone? If they were bleeding, of course you're gonna help someone. You're not just gonna let them. That's dumb. Devin's face looks a bit upset when he says this. Does he think I have weird motives? That's you, bro. Projecting. He's projecting. I'm not really sure. I just think if I were in your shoes, I'd want someone to look out for me like this. I bet there is someone who would do anything for you. The strange compliment makes my heart thump quickly in my chest. I try to ignore it, but soon all I hear. Go home. Distract myself from the noise in my head. I look out into the darkness, trying to search for any stalking figures. I make sure we aren't being followed, and there doesn't seem to be another soul in sight. That's because he is the stalker. End of the story. For the past few weeks, I've constantly been seeing moving shadows and feeling eyes in the back of my head. But the first time in a while, connect the dots. I don't feel anything at all. I feel safer. Connect the dots. And as I finally see the front of my house in view, I think the rest of the wild night is going to actually be okay. Lies. You have reached the end of the demo. Oh gosh. Bro. Thank you, Degenerate, for playing Invite Me In. Oh my gosh, they used my name at the end. That's so cute. Continue the game and see how the rest of the night unfolds after this year. The hearts above give a clue to the path you were headed on. That was Invite Me In. What a nice little short game there. We all know he faked everything. Come on. That's pretty obvious. That hand coming out of that door is creepy. But Mans is a liar. And a good one too. Yeah. Tripped me up a couple times. But I caught him in the end. So, I win. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and a comment. And subscribe for more games like this and others. I promise they're coming. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.